PS5 conference date confirmed. Last of Us Part 2 State of Play. Kojima starting over. All that and more. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to episode 12 of the Home of Play podcast, where two best friends join forces to give you all the latest and greatest in PlayStation news and reviews, and that is because we are PlayStation fans. I'm your host, Steve, and with me I am joined by the king of platinum trophies himself, Christopher.
Hello, hello.
If you like this and would like to support the brand, please just give us a nice positive review on your podcast service of choice. That is, if that podcast service of choice allows such. On today's episode, we have 5 topics to discuss, but first let's begin, as we always do, with what we've been playing this last week, and of course, there's no one else here, so we will start with Chris.
Woo! What have I been playing this week? So far, I chipped away a little bit more at Persona 5. I think at the very last palace that's added to the Royale game.
Ooh.
So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Chipped away a little bit more at Far Cry 5, getting closer to that. I think I'm now 2/3 of the way done that one. And I'm getting pretty darn close to the platinum for Farming Simulator 19.
Oh my gosh.
It's a bit of a grind, but it's I got a couple other buddies that are playing it, so we kind of all jump into a group chat at the same time and then just go from there. Not too bad, but what can you say? It's something to do.
Yeah. I mean, it is a game, right?
Yeah. How about yourself, Steve? What are you playing this week?
I've had a really busy week, so I think I only got a few hours of Persona in, and I was thinking of starting Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that one previously.
So I was thinking of starting it up, and I just lost time, so hopefully this week I can get to that.
And you were playing Reverse Frogger with a deer, I think?
Oh yeah, we definitely... Well, what did I tell you in text? I believe the exact phrasing was I was driving down the highway, minding my own business, and then a deer saw my car, told his friend to hold his beer, and then yelled out in the middle of the street and screamed YOLO, and it wasn't my fault. So the insurance people are saying it's not my fault. They've confirmed I'm innocent. It was all the deer's suicidal tendencies.
I mean, in my head, I'm picturing a deer going, YOLO.
Wow. It was a doe, of course, so okay. Female. So it was more like, YOLO. And I was just like, awesome, thank you. So yeah, it's been a busy week with animal kamikazes and other things. Yeah, other than that, not a lot of game time, unfortunately, but luckily for us, we got a jam-packed show. We got lots to discuss, and sounds like we actually can be optimistic about games starting to come out again. Like,
finally.
Last of Us is only, 2 weeks away? 3, maybe?
I can't remember the exact date, actually, off the top of my head, but yeah, it's definitely within 2 weeks. I mean, lots of stuff has been revealed in regards to Last of Us, good and bad, but I think when it comes down to it, you're going to get a story, you're going to get good gameplay.
Yeah.
That I think that's what most people want. But yeah.
Okay, topic number 1 is the doozy PS5 conference. ... We were right, and that is because we called this. We, if you remember in previous episodes when we talked about when we thought they were finally going to unveil the PS5, I believe I said late May, early June was my 1-month prediction window. Chris settled with just June in general, and Curtis was just straight out wrong. So we can laugh at him. He's not around, so yeah, it's okay to make fun of him.
Can't defend himself.
No, he can't defend himself, therefore he's just more wrong. Yeah, PS5, we got a date, boys. It sounds like June 4th on a Thursday, which I guess, I believe I was listening to something else, and they brought note that most game things are either Tuesdays or Thursdays, so
yeah.
Everyone kind of figured already, but I'll let you read the article. This one comes from IGN. Take it away, Chris.
Sony has announced that a PS5 conference will be broadcasted on Thursday, June 4th. Confirmed on the PlayStation blog, the show will last about an hour and will be the first in the series of updates. As you might expect, we'll be seeing PS5 games shown off at the event. Sony hasn't specifically said that we'll see the PS5 unit itself, though. On the PS blog, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said, "The games coming to the PS5 represent the best in the industry from innovative studios that span the globe, studios both large and smaller, those newer and those that are more established. all have been hard at work developing games that will showcase the potential of the hardware. Speaking to the BBC, Ryan added that the show will attempt to translate some of the excitement of Sony's previous keynotes for an at-home audience. Normally, you would be in Los Angeles in some auditorium with 2,000 other people. You'd be able to cut the adrenaline with the testosterone with a knife. We've got to find a way to do that and give the community a little bit of a jolt. When you watch the show next week, I think you'll see that we've been able to do that.
It's interesting, the phrasing, because now, like, it doesn't sound state of play. It sounds like they're going to try something different. I mean, it could still be a state of play, but just the way they're phrasing it, I'm like, yeah, this seems like they're going to try something new.
They're trying to hit that kind of E3 level of excitement, I guess, but they know they can't quite get it all the way there.
I feel like, I've never been allowed in the E3 conference. So to me, you could still do it any way you want, and it's going to be just as hyped to me.
Yeah.
So I'm a little...
It almost might even feel more exclusive because everybody's having to get that same situation. Like this, all the reporters and all the bigwigs that get into those special conference calls. And
we're all eating.
We're all going to be in there at the same time.
Well, exactly. We're eating from the same trough, all of us. It's an even thing, which is kind of nice for once. I don't, you don't feel like an outsider. You're, if anything, more of an insider than ever.
In all honesty, this is probably when we saw this article, my hype level is now from a medium level to now, holy shit, I'm excited because I need something from Sony, and this is hopefully what it's going to be.
I still hope there's going to be more actual PS5 talk. Like, I guess they might not say the price, they might not reveal blah blah blah, but like, do something. Like, Xbox has already shown it, so like, why are you holding this so close? Like, have you not confirmed? Like, at this point, you got to be making units, so you know what it looks like.
The only thing I could see them holding back at this point for any reason would be the price of the system. Like, they always want to wait till see what Xbox says theirs is going to be, and then they'll come out with what their price is. So that's really the only thing at this point that's worth holding back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's at this point, let's just show us what the system is. What is it? Like, we have some idea of some of the specs, but let's see the thing in its glory.
Well, exactly. Like, we've seen the Xbox is the size of a fridge. So now, is this the size of my oven? Is it a microwave? Like, show me.
Pressure cooker?
Yeah. Eventually, maybe next Nintendo's generation, we'll have a whole kitchen set up.
I want my toaster.
Exactly.
I want to play games on my toaster.
The Switch would be the toaster, honestly, if we're talking about size.
But which piece would you replace every couple of months that breaks?
Yeah. What is the Joy-Con? Yeah.
The lever.
Yeah. Fun fact, ours is broken on our toaster, the lever, so Laura has to put a butter knife in an angle.
I'm going to get you a sticker that's some sort of Nintendo brand that we could stick on your toaster.
There you go. Just call it the Joy-Con toaster. It's got my drift.
Jeez.
So I don't know what you're thinking. Like, I agree with you. If we're talking about hype levels, I think I'm at a 7 to an 8 out of 10. Just the only thing bringing me down is that PS5 unit talk about how they might not. But I feel like they have to. It's a PS5 conference. I could be totally wrong. It could literally start and be like, game, and thanks for joining us, bye. Which I feel like they've done stuff like that before. I really hope that's not true, even if it's just a little bit, or maybe it's like a video of a guy turning one on. I don't know. I could get lost in a million different things, but I'm really, I'm still hyped that, like you said, it's something.
I would even be happy if it was just console talk, but like the console talk that we want, not what we got before. If it's a blend of both, I'm happy with that too. If it's just games, I mean, I already know some of the big ones that are coming out, so I don't necessarily need more on that, but I'd be happy to hear anything, I guess.
I'm very interested that it's not the other way around. I thought they would have went console and then games, only because do you want to start talking about PS5 games while you're still trying to sell Last of Us and Tsushima?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's my only kind of takeaway here is I think you guys reversed it, but I'm going to assume they know better than me until, maybe after we see it, and then I can judge it a little harsher or maybe kinder. if there's a true kindness in my soul left after that deer hit me. So
The deer hit you
he
now,
hit me.
The story has changed.
It was dark. I'm the victim. Enough of that talk. We're going to go to topic number 2. This one is also new. Just came out. Hot topic here. Kojima starting over. This one comes from IGN as well, and I will let Chris take it.
Hideo Kojima was at work on a big project following Death Stranding, but he has since said it was recently scrapped. An interview published by Live Door News was translated by Gamatsu, with Kojima revealing some interesting details about what Kojima has been up to in his post-Death Stranding days. He was at work on this unknown big project, but his team has now entered the planning stages for what could be a Kojima Productions' next big game. I can't say anything since it's still in the planning stages, but we've been doing various work behind the scenes, Kojima told Live Door News. Just recently, a big project fell through, so I'm a bit upset about that. Huh.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
What big project would this be? I mean, there's the big talk about
the rumors of the Silent Hill.
Yeah, that's exactly where my head went, and I'm like, I'm not going to be happy if that falls through, because I feel like there's a gap in my soul missing Silent Hill right now. So I don't know.
I'm disappointed. 'Cause, it's all rumors.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like lose myself in it, but I just keep thinking about Silent Hill. I keep thinking about the one big rumor that everyone's like, oh, maybe Sony's trying to buy these properties so they can allow Kojima to work on them. Though I don't think Kojima, just because of history and everything else, I don't think he's going to come back to Metal Gear anyway. So that was one thing. But yeah, like maybe they were trying to get him back to Silent Hills because they knew that'd be a great move, and maybe Sony just couldn't get Kojima to push. Sorry, not Kojima. Konami. Because, they have so much money from the stupid Plinko machines that they don't care. They don't need money.
Yeah, it feels like they've just given up at this point, especially with the crap that we've gotten recently.
Well, and they're making a little bit of scratch on the side because they keep doing those re-releases of, we got the Castlevania originals.
That's the problem, is they have a lot of good titles under their belt.
Yeah.
It's just they're not utilizing it properly, or they're just not doing anything with it at the moment anyway.
Yeah. So getting back to this, we don't know if that's what it was for sure,
No.
but it does, like, just the phrasing, like, fell apart, everything else. Like, unless you really had a bad concept and you didn't know it until you got a little further in, is that why this fell apart?
And that's him saying that he's a bit upset about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like that he's upset.
Yeah.
I like when he's happy doing his thing.
You played Death Stranding, right?
Yeah, I got through Death Stranding.
You platinumed it, if I'm not...
I did.
Yes, okay.
It was definitely a bit of a grind, but it was definitely an enjoyable game too. Like, it's definitely one of those ones where you want to say it's an art project.
Mm-hmm.
But it was definitely fun. Some of the multiplayer aspect where you're communicating with other players and using their things that they built and setting up a transportation network. And I remember when it was early advertised, it made it seem like there was going to be a lot of walking, but my playthrough, there was more driving actually.
Well, you said in your playthrough, because you came in late, you felt like there's a lot of stuff waiting for you already.
Yeah, there was a bit of a network already set up of certain things that you could use. And then it definitely is a game where you have to learn as you do things, because there's when you get to the main map in the game, there's a major highway that is actually set up through the whole map, but it gets to a point where it builds it to a certain level, and then you kind of have to do the rest.
Yeah.
So when I got in, there was maybe of the whole highway, maybe only 10-15% built, and then I kind of had to do the rest. But I actually did that at the end of the game. Like, I finished the storyline, then to make my transportation missions easier, that's when I built the rest of the highway. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. There's lots of variety of things to do in it, and the best parts, you set up these I don't know what they're called, but they're like, there's these arcs that you can hook between one another, and you kind of just ride it, and it just, I don't know, it's electricity or something. It's hard to explain what it is, but you kind of just hook from one piece to another piece, and you can bounce from one site to the other. So it's fun.
I never played it myself. I had nothing against it. It just didn't seem like something I would enjoy, though I do like some of Kojima's stuff. I keep him in high regard. Like, I'm not negative against him. But But that's why I brought this up, because a question I had for you would be, after playing Death Stranding, are you excited? Like, what's your excite level for another project from him?
I'm always excited for anything that he wants to give out. Do I want a sequel to this one? I don't think I do, because it's one of those games too. It's like
I don't think this was going to be a sequel.
Yeah, I hope not.
Well, if it fell apart, then it sounds like, well, how would a sequel fall apart?
Yeah.
Unless Reedus is like, no.
No, yeah, this is gonna be something totally different. I'd like to see a scary game from his mind.
Oh,
anyway.
I would love that.
I think it'd be.
Well, PT kind of gave us a taste, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I don't do well with scary games at the best of times, but PT, that messed me up.
Oh yeah, he'd be able to hit that level.
I went to my friend's house and made him play, and I was still too scared. Like, that's how messed up PT was.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a unique tech demo, I guess is the best way to
unique New York.
Yeah.
So I don't know, hopefully, good luck to him. I hope to hear something, but if they're in the planning phases, not that I expected a game reveal for the PS5 event or anything, but yeah, definitely a little more weight. But, got to give him credit. Stranding came out a lot faster than a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of people are talking mad shit on him.
That's the thing too with him is like, can he focus on two projects at the same time? Like, or are we just going to be getting one game at a time type thing? I feel like he gets focused on what he wants to do, and he does that one thing. So I don't expect to see multiple games coming out.
I don't expect multiple games either, just because he's already had those interviews talking about how he wants to move to movies or shows or something.
Yeah.
So, and now that he's got more and more connections with actual actors, blah, 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 people that are like, holy shit, this guy is a visionary. Yeah. I would like to work, even if it's not a video game, right? I want to work with him. So, especially knowing Guillermo and stuff like that, like, okay, you have a director on your side, you have all these actors on your side, but, getting back to the point, just hope to hear more, but obviously don't hold your breath.
I don't think we'll hear anything like this E3 period or whatever. No. I don't think we'll see anything.
Honestly, it could be probably another, because if you're just in development or planning, you're not even in development, I would say wait 2 years.
Yeah. Before you even hear anything.
Before you hear anything, then you got another 3 probably after. Well, depending if he's going to use the same Decima engine. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on to number 3. PS4 games released from July on must work on the PS5. This one is from Eurogamer. Chris again.
Sony has told PlayStation 4 game developers that any new titles submitted for certification must also be compatible with the PlayStation 5 beginning July 13th. This means all PS4 games received by Sony for testing after the middle of that month are technically forwards compatible, though it is up to each game's developer to ensure that this is the case. Developer documentation released on PlayStation's internal partner website and seen by Eurogamer details an option developers must check to state their game has been tested for compatibility with PS5 hardware. This option was added at the end of April in a new version of Sony's PS4 software developer kit. Sony has told developers it will contact them individually with details on how to test PS5 compatibility in the order of their various projects' releases. Further documentation sheds light on what compatibility means. A game will be deemed compatible with PlayStation 5 only if its submission code runs without issues on Sony's next-gen machine and provides the same features on PS5 as it does with the PS4.
Ooh. A lot of words, a lot of mumbo jumbo, but sounds like they want Tsushima to work on PS5.
Yeah, I guess any programmer is going to be, okay, now you take that code, put it in this new system, click compile. Do any errors show up?
Yeah.
Hope to God,
it's
no.
interesting, the deadline, like now you're telling them it has to work. You don't, like, it's probably going to work anyway, so don't get me wrong, but like you think you'd want Last of Us 2, any of these newer, bigger title games.
Yeah, I think the newer ones, they probably already knew this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe this only applies to like indie developers, maybe.
I'm thinking this and third party.
Yeah. Stuff that isn't as, I guess,
like I feel
expected.
Like the big ones are going to be like the Valhalla, right? Like you're like, oh, hey, if you're making a PS4 version, we need you to make this work for this. If you're making that new Call of Duty, Cold War, whatever garbage, we need you to put it on this. Everything kind of under that, right? So
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're changing my mind. I think this is definitely more to third-party developers than their own. I feel like they're going to know, like, hey, we own you, Insomniac. Does your game work with this new thing that you have a dev kit for already?
Yeah, the game companies, the big ones anyway. I'm certain they know.
Yes.
But I could see the average person that's just him and their couple buddies or her and their couple buddies making a couple games just in a dark room somewhere. Maybe they're not paying attention to release schedules for consoles. Be surprised if that's the case.
Yeah.
So, but I guess they want a deadline and they want to make sure everything's compatible. Since I said the word compatibility like 18 times during that article.
Sometimes I pick a word and I cling to it for dear life. So I'm with you right there. Yeah, my only thing is, like, good to know Cyberpunk's coming out in September. So now we know, okay, at least that version is going to work for PS4, since they haven't talked about if they're planning on giving us free updated versions.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't heard yet, because they've said it on the Xbox, right? That
Yes.
They're going to be able to, if you purchase it on the one version of the system, you're going to have it on all the systems. Sony's not to my knowledge ever really done anything like that. There's a few games you can buy that'll work on all three systems, like the Vita, the PS3, PS4, but
Yeah.
there's not been one that, to my knowledge, that if you purchase it on the PS3, you got a free upgrade to the PS4. Maybe I don't even know. Like, I think if there's any digital versions of a game that would work on both. Maybe some PSN games, like the smaller ones. But like even like Little Big Planet, I don't think that one was like one that you could do from one system to the other system.
Yeah, it's hard for me to. I know the PS3 to PS4. I think I brought this up last week. There's certain games right at the end, Battlefield 4 being one of them, that I could take my PS3 disc, put it in the PS4, and it would allow you to download the PS4 version, but
the digital
you
version
couldn't use it without that disc in your console.
Oh, okay. So it just locks it down to the physical version.
Even that way, they knew you owned it. Kind of that was their safe way of
You couldn't just take it and go sell it now that you have the code activated on your account. Yeah.
And I think I know Call of Duty worked the same way. I had like 2 or 3 games that I was doing that with. Because GTA 5 wasn't one of them. I had it. It came out just before PS4, and a few months before. But that one wouldn't work. They made you wait until their newer version, and then you had to rebuy it. And that's, I think, why we're bringing this up. I don't want that future anymore.
No,
having to buy the same game twice. And
no, and in all honesty too, it's like, I think a lot of the big games that are coming out, I'm okay with waiting till the PS5's coming out just to get the PS5 version of the game. Like Valhalla, I expect those are coming out pretty much almost the same timeline. Maybe a couple weeks delay.
Weeks, yeah, I'm thinking if best it's weeks apart, but not months.
Yeah, like I can wait.
I'll wait, honestly, because like I've brought this up before. Let's get a little deep dive into Stevie's life. I've gotten the green light. Boxing Day comes. I'm allowed to get my 4K TV finally. I'm going OLED. I've saved up for this enough, and so I'm gonna go. If it costs $2,000 to $3,000, I don't care. I'm getting like an LG OLED. I just want to go top line, and because if you're gonna drop that kind of money, make sure it's the one you want, because she's not gonna let me do this again, like for a long time. Because the plasma I have now, when did we get that? We got that when we still had a townhouse. So, that's got to be. That could honestly be 8 years ago, if not longer.
It was when you first moved into the townhouse, right?
Yeah, it was like 1 or 2 years in the first townhouse. So
yeah, that's pretty close to 8 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get to do it again. Let's make sure we get the right one, and then on top of that, I'm going to get the PS5, obviously. So yeah, I kind of want to force myself to wait for some of these games, like you're saying, Valhalla. I'm so hyped for it that I'm like, yeah, let's have like one of my first games in real 4K be that.
That would be a perfectly great one.
Yeah. Like, I know it's not going to be the top tier performance, because this is a lot of porting for those kind of games.
Yeah.
So, but whatever, it's still going to look better.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like Last of Us and Ghosts, like I'm not I don't have the patience to wait that long.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are going to have PS5
Well, Last of Us
versions.
is, again, we talked about this 2-3 weeks away. So that's quite a few months from launch.
I'm
so
not
no
gonna
one's
wait
going to
that
wait.
long.
Yeah.
And if they give a free version upgrade to the PS5, it's like, am I even going to want to replay it at that point?
It's first party, I could see that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just, that'd be, at least I'd hope PlayStation would do that, just as like, we appreciate your customer being a customer, whatever you want to phrase that as. And so like, here's a gift or whatever. And I just feel for being competitive, Microsoft's basically put out there, if it's a first party title, I can't remember the terminology or what they called it, but they're saying like it's some kind of Xbox. That's not pass, but they gave it a term where it's basically like, you buy any first party on this, we're giving you the free upgrade. But that was first party. They allowed like CD Projekt Red to say like they do it too, but it's only guaranteed currently if it's a Microsoft first party.
It seems like it should be doable anyway, because like in my head I'm thinking back to,
well, it's doable. It's more the money.
Yeah, it like even if they wanted to charge someone like $10 to do the upgrade, I don't want to advocate that, but like I'm thinking back to the old Rock Band games. It's like, I want my Rock Band 1 songs in my Rock Band 2 and like 2 into 3.
Yeah.
You could, I think Rock Band charged like a $10 thing to like make all your previous songs compatible in the new system.
Yeah.
And like, I think most people are willing to pay that. But I don't want that to be like, I want them to give it to us for free. I don't want them to.
I'm with you. Like, don't get me wrong. Free's always good. It always tastes the best. Free food tastes the best. Everything. I'm but I'm okay with the middle ground where they say, hey, your PS4 games work on this console. So if you bought the Last of Us 2, you can now play it on your PS5. But we did put a little extra work onto this up-res version. So if you pay like $10-$20, you can get the up-res version. I'm okay with that a little bit. Like, it would suck, looking side by side. Like, you look across the pond and the kid with the Xbox is like, ooh, my Halo's free up-resed and it looks better for free. Then you're kind of like pouty. But they are right. I could play my PS4 version on it still. Like, I don't have to spend the $20, $10-$20.
And that's the thing too. How do they lock it down? Like you said, with the Battlefield, if you put the PS3 disc in, you would get it. But in the new world that we live in, a lot more people are doing digital. So if I own the digital version of Last of Us 2 on PS4, how would that work? It'd
be a new SKU. If they did if they were doing the way I'm saying, they would definitely call it like The Last of Us Part 2, Definitive Edition, whatever they want to call it, or just up-res or PS5 Edition, blah, blah, blah. But definitely it's going to be a different SKU. Just if it was a money thing, they're going to make it another SKU to make that work.
So do you think they make you repay the whole thing, or would you be able to pay
No,
like
I think they'd be able
upgrade?
to see, because
they would see you own it digitally already, so it's just okay. Yeah.
Well, and you'd
be
pay
nice
for the pass or whatever it would to get those files.
Upgrade pass, yeah.
I mean, again, this is theoretical, and I hope this isn't the case.
We mean we know it's going to be free.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
Maybe if we just say it enough times in the show, they'll do it.
They'll just do it, yeah.
I know you're listening.
We know you're listening, Sony.
Yeah. So,
We love you.
Hopefully everything goes well. We'll see what happens with these backwards compatibility. Going on to topic number 4, 50 million roaches sold. I am a clever title maker. This one comes from GameSpot. Take it away, Chris.
The Witcher series has sold 50 million copies to date, with CD Projekt Red's flagship property hitting a new sales milestone this year. After the success of the hit Netflix adaptation, it looks like the adventures of Geralt have captured everyone's attention. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt has sold around 28.3 million copies all on its own, contributing to over half of the figures now celebrated by CD Projekt Red. PC copies of The Witcher 3 further accounted for another 12 million of total units sold for the game, with a PlayStation 4 copies coming in a close second at 10.8 million copies.
Crazy that the PC sold more than a PlayStation 4.
I'm just happy for CD Projekt Red. I'm like, and it's not like they did an advertising campaign to get people to, hey, go buy Witcher 3. I mean, it's just released on Netflix. People fell in love with it. Seems like I really enjoyed it. and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to try this game," and I'm curious too how the books are doing. I heard initially that they were getting a lot more sales in the books as well.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as that Netflix thing hit, all you heard was everything's up. The game was trending again. I can't remember at the time there was an article I read that was hilarious. I think it was selling higher than it even did when it first launched or something crazy. And then the books went up, blah blah blah. I remember even me just being dumb. I was like, "Ooh, Spotify! They finally released the Netflix like music stuff, so I can listen to Toss a Coin."
Great song.
Great song. Still sing it just to annoy my wife. It's still impressive that the PC beat the PS4. I wonder if it's just because like the Netflix show.
Did it? I'm trying to remember the release schedule. Didn't it come out on PC before console, or was that all the same
No,
time?
I think it was all the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends on the sales and the deals too, right? Because I know PlayStation.
But then again, that is its home. Now that I'm thinking about
PC?
it, like
Oh, yeah.
because the 1 and 2 were exclusive to it until a long time, and Xbox eventually got number 2.
Yeah.
Which actually helped it, in my opinion, because when I came back,
for sure.
because they had to make it for console, they realized all the things they were lacking, like an actual introduction, how to play the game. So once I went back and got the definitive edition of 2 for PC, then it was fixed, and it's like, oh, it's actually going to show me how to play this and all this other stuff. So yay.
Did the second one have DLC or an expansion? I don't think it did it?
Ooh, it might have had DLC. Not like 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I remember I played the second one twice, but I don't think I ever had like an expansion pack.
Yeah,
or anything.
I think you're right. Because I remember playing through it completely, and getting every side quest. There wasn't a lot, but kind of like 3, they were worth it.
Yeah,
and that it struck me because I went back and finally finished 2 just before 3 came out, and I couldn't believe how great it was. And at that time, it being old or older, I was just like, God damn, these side quests are amazing. Like they felt significant.
Yeah, a lot of substance.
Yeah. So I was just like, damn, this is optional, and it's better than, again, this is what I said about Witcher 3 though. Like Witcher 3 side quests were better than most games' main quests.
Yeah.
Which is sad but very true.
Yeah, no, you're quite accurate with that.
Even coming back the last time to Witcher 3, I was playing on the PC, and I just remember a side quest where it's not even touched upon, but it was like, oh, go to this farm, and what happened to this girl, and the quest kind of ended weirdly abrupt, and like no questions were asked, but I'm like, you killed your sister. Like, it's pretty obvious that she was murdered. Nobody's talking about it, and like the game leaves it at that, but I'm like, holy shit, like you actually killed your sister, and like the body and there's a blood trail, and like you paid me to just get these items for you, so that like the quest isn't like did she kill her or not, but I'm like, that's crazy that the people making the game went that far to put further context to something that's not even relevant. You're not even going to close that chapter.
No.
But you went that far, and that's what makes them amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to have completely closed storybook stories with side quests.
But they do, like, all this.
No, but
it's
they
crazy.
do. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, all my hype for Cyberpunk, honestly, none of it has to do with what they've shown. All of it's just like their pedigree.
Yeah, it really is, because they haven't shown there was a little bit of gameplay back
4
in the
seconds,
day.
4 seconds this
4
week.
new seconds this week.
Woo.
But I mean, it's you just how good they are and the content, but I mean, it is quite a bit of a change from The Witcher, right? This is a shooter,
first person.
So this is quite a bit different.
Driving in cars
instead of riding roaches. 50 million of them.
50 million roaches.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for them. 50 million. It's a nice milestone on their belt there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. Tip of the hat to you, boys. Topic 5. Our Last of Us Part 2 State of Play Impressions. Wednesday afternoon, we were treated to a 20-plus minute State of Play video showcasing The Last of Us Part 2. The last 8 minutes of the video gave us a glimpse of never-seen-before gameplay footage, the gameplay shown being a mix of stealth and brutally realistic combat, with a few story beats drizzled on as well. So yeah, this came out on Wednesday. It was a whole State of Play. I kind of skipped through most of it. It was a lot of previously seen trailers.
Lots.
Yeah, lots
Like you
of it.
said, like you said, there is only 8 minutes of like actual new content.
Yeah, so I guess whatever. It's your last blowout before you come out. So do what you have to. I just thought it was a little over, like a little lengthy. They honestly could have just shown us the first, like a trailer, like a new little trailer, 8 minutes, and then done.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, it's a sequel, so
Yeah.
I understand it more with the Ghosts of Tsushima,
Yes.
where it's like it's a new IP you want to show off, you want to explain what is the game. A sequel to Last of Us Part 2 is, I mean, it's just, we know what we're getting for the most part.
Yeah.
Just show us more. And it was definitely brutal with some of the stuff that they were showing.
Yeah, I actually think I gasped aloud.
Which part?
The knife in the throat.
Girl in the headphones. And, yeah, that was pretty.
I was just like, usually you're used to most movies, especially TV shows. You know what's going to happen, but then at that last second, the camera changes into where you get an understanding of what happened, but you don't see it like that.
Yeah.
Like that's almost where I'm like, now games getting darker like this, it almost is the next level of like, holy crap, like, okay, this is brutal. And that's the theme they're going for. I support that. I'm not one of those like, oh, this is too violent. I'm like, okay, like violence isn't great. Like, don't get me wrong. I am one of those people that's like, maybe don't show your kid a guy's head getting blown off. And then at the same time be like, oh, but don't look at those like breasts because that's going to make you evil.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm pretty sure breasts are going to keep them from cutting heads off. But whatever. That's just my thesis. And so yeah, it's a little brutal. The one part I did pick out that is just a Steve thing was definitely the dog. They just came off like literally people complain that like, I don't want to kill dogs. And like, look, dog killing's not a main part. And then they released this. And the first thing I see is I'm setting a dog on fire and me having to hear a dog scream.
Yeah, it was brutal audio for the dog being on fire. I'm going to say like, whoa.
Yeah, like stop making like, and this is okay. Here comes a rant from Steve. So pack a lunch. Here we go. I'm getting done with Hollywood / like the West Side's bullshit about killing dogs lately. Every movie I watch nowadays, every game, I can't get away from it. Dogs are just up for slaughter nowadays. I just watched one yesterday, The Lodge. Dog, well, I guess spoiler alert, dog dead. All this stuff, and now like these games now are doing it too. Yet you can't punch a baby.
I did not know you were gonna go that route.
I seriously, the new rule should be if you're allowing me to kill dogs, I should be able to set babies on fire. 1 for 1. Every fucking movie, you can't kill a baby, but you killing dogs like crazy. Puppies, doesn't matter. They're getting massacred. I'm fucking done with it. Like, stop killing animals. I care about them way more than babies. There's too many babies. Let's focus on getting rid of the babies and maybe less about the dogs who are actually innocent.
There's a game for somebody to make out there. You probably won't sell too many copies, but you got one fan.
Honestly,
right here.
secretly, I think I would sell a lot of copies.
I won't agree with you. What I will agree with is when the dog was lit on fire. That was pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it was like, for me being like,
they don't even show it.
No,
but you could hear it. Like it wasn't even like they purposely did it. They were trying to throw a bomb, I think, or a Molotov at a guy.
Yeah,
and the dog was just happened to be in range of it, and it was brutal.
Well, I know, and like I'm the animal guy. Like I'm always going to pick animals over people. It's just the way I am. And so like, yeah, it bothered me. Not enough that I'm going to boycott the game or anything. But it's just like, damn, like that was that hit me in the feels. I'm like definitely kind of hoping I don't have to go to too many areas that these people just have unlimited dogs, and it's like, god damn it, right?
Release the hounds.
And it's not like the first game, so I'm not gonna blame it. Like, how many times have you shot a dog in Resident Evil?
Oh god.
I only take hope.
Yeah, but they got freaky faces.
I know, and that detaches me a little bit, so it feels almost acceptable because you're like, well, yeah, it's life and death, and this thing's not really a dog anymore. Yeah, it's not a pet anymore.
No, hopefully not.
Yeah. Well, I guess it could be Nemesis's, but
maybe. Who knows?
But yeah, it was definitely intense. The gameplay looks more the same to me. A little more brutal, obviously. The melee looks a little better. I don't know. Maybe it's a weird toss, but it feels like Gears of War melee almost, where it's like, and it's like you get that huge impact, like range. Especially when she made that club, which brings us back to the joke of like how she's making these things.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Good
earlier.
Lord. Like, what did she have? Like, two things that make no sense. And it's like, oh, I have a plastic bottle, which is now a silencer. I'm like, I don't think that's how plastic bottles work. And then, you know, I said to Chris, I'm like, okay, like, does she get a pack of gum, like a few elastic bands and a pencil, and someone somehow comes with a German Hauser tank? Like, what, you know, what are the possibilities here?
Well, yeah, because I think what we were watching was in the video they show scope or something, right? They put an 8x scope on their rifle.
No, okay.
But I can't remember. I was skipping through it, but I don't know if she found the scope and then attached it to the rifle, or if she made the scope. Because if she made the scope, that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. Well, even what, she makes the piece of wood and she puts nails in it.
Yeah.
There's no hammer. How'd you get the nails in there?
You bang the wood into the nail.
She used the plastic bottle, the all non-stop beatable plastic bottle.
Oh, jeez.
But I'm like, I get it. It's a video game. There's gonna be some things.
Every game that has crafting is a little over the top.
I don't know if the original one's probably the same. I just can't remember it as well. But like, I like that she pulled out the backpack. It was still all like real time.
Yeah.
So enemies could have still got her while she was trying to craft things, which is cool.
Yeah, I think in the other one, I remember vaguely making Molotovs and nail.
That was the other part that
bombs.
bothered me. Is she lit the Molotov and then put it back in her bag, and then she climbed the stairs.
She didn't throw it. She just put the pin back in.
Yeah, she's like spits on the cloth. It's like, no lighty, no light.
Molotov fun times.
Molotov Fridays at the office, right?
Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, everything's on fire.
That's so true, though. You see that in so many games. They light it, and it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna throw it. I'll just put it back in my bag.
Just put it back. Just her backpack slowly sets on fire.
How did this happen?
Yeah, like, I don't know where she is, but what the f- is that? It's just like a fire
Crawling in the weeds.
Yeah,
You just see a big
oh
fire
yeah, following her. It's like, Jesus Christ, she's gonna kill the environment before we do. Okay, so that is it. That is all our news stories. I guess, what would be your final take of that video? Are you more hype, less hype?
I'm a little bit more hyped, but I don't know if it's because of the video or if it's because I'm almost wrapped up on some of my backlog of games. Like, once I get through Far Cry and Persona and a couple other ones, then I'm kind of going into the old backlog of games. So I'll probably be down for playing something new at that point. So am I more or less hyped from the video? I'm about as hyped as I was before.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get it just because I don't think I'm going to have anything going on at that time. So.
I feel like, yeah, it's almost the same feeling for me. Like, I'm going to get it because I don't have much right now. Yeah. I mean, obviously I can keep playing Persona. I can keep playing all these old things, but new games always new, and that makes me want it. I just have that personality. So
honestly, I'm not like needing it right away, so we could probably just split a copy and then you do it, and then whenever you're done, I'll just take it.
You know, like anything, like I try to explain to other people I talk to that though this game looks good, you know, the graphics are fine. I have no complaints about that. It's just, if you released Assassin's Creed at the same time, like, I would take Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
If you even, I'm not sure, but okay, here's a hypothetical. What if they release Tsushima the same week? Let's say Tuesday was Tsushima, Friday's Last of Us.
Which would I get?
Yeah, and you can only afford one.
Jeez, I don't know. I would probably go with Tsushima.
I was going to say
just
the same
because
thing, it's new.
It's a new IP. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's because like I've been spoiled on some of the stuff of Last of Us. I don't think I'm factoring that in. I think I would just go with that one. It's new. Although I'm actually, I thought I saw a rumor too that Last of Us might even be an open world game. Is that possible?
I don't think it's open world. It's just more
open.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I bet you it's going to be more in the realm of like God of War open world.
Yeah, not as linear maybe as the original, but I think if I had to choose, like if there were two and I can only get the one, I think I would go with Ghosts. Just because it's a new IP, give them a try.
Well, and Tsushima looks very much like an Assassin's Creed to me in the sense of like, oh, I can directly kill these guys or I can stealth it.
Maybe replayability too, just doing the ninja side versus the samurai side.
Which I definitely think I'm going to be ninja side because my biggest fear with this game, we talked about before, but Tsushima, I've seen more articles now. They're like, oh, it's difficult. And I'm like, damn it, don't be Sekiro. Like, don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't put me in that
I
corner.
don't like don't get me wrong. If you tell me we're sitting down to play some Dark Souls, I'll mentally gear up to be like disappointed and getting ass kicked. But like, that's not what I'm usually rushing for. So like, I don't love that they're using that terminology with Tsushima. But with the ghost stuff I've seen, I'm like, yeah, okay, this might be interesting. I do like the whole ghost idea. Like, people hear rumors of the ghost, and then so when you do approach, there's that fear. It's almost like a Batman element, right?
Kinda, yeah.
It's like, oh, it's the bats, and they get scared.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I'd get. Get that one.
So yeah, that's enough from us for the news anyway. So we're just going to jump into your homework. Not a lot of stuff here, but I thought fun stuff you guys might want to check out on your own. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition was announced. There's a trailer online. And on top of that, they announced a release date to Westerns for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. That's all coming out August 27th, 2020. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I might check it out. I don't think I ever played it.
Was that
I believe that was like a DS game, wasn't it?
That's what I'm thinking. I think I have it on, or maybe, did it come out on PSP or Vita?
It might have. I don't remember. I never played it myself.
I have to actually see it to remember what it is. There's so many Final Fantasy.
Because I thought it looked a lot like 9, honestly. Like it had the same chibi characteristic stuff like that.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out just because I can always do me some more Final Fantasy, more traditional, not remake Final Fantasies. And then on top of that, Marvel's Iron Man VR basically said they've gone gold, so you guys can rest assured it should be coming out on its release date, which is July 3rd.
Still didn't try the demo. Maybe we should do that after this.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I keep forgetting that there is a VR around us. And then the big one for me, big's a big word, but Silent Hill's Pyramid Head comes to the Dead by Daylight as DLC. This DLC should drop June 16th.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
like. Oh, and then I think a playable character to run away from him is the Hidden Rooms girl. Or no, maybe it's 3. Sorry, it's Silent Hill 3. She had the white sleeveless jacket. Yeah. I saw her running away from him, so I'm like, that's cool too.
That's so cool.
So yeah, if you're a Silent Hill fan like we are, like that's pretty cool. I haven't played too much Dead by Daylight, but this is honestly making me think of jumping on.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight was. I like the idea of it, but I could not get enough of my friends to want to play it, and I just don't want to play with random people on that one. So
yeah.
So
that's it for your homework, and that is everything for this week. Thank you for listening to the show. A little update, if you made it this far, as you noticed, the absence of Curtis. Basically, there's a lot of changes going on. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate, so we all kind of decided it'd be easier right now for him to just concentrate on things going on in his life, and me and Chris would kind of steer the ship on our own for now. I think we're both. It was pretty unanimous, like, and kind of further proof that there's no hard feelings. I believe Curtis will be on future episodes from time to time when he feels like he's got the time, and B, topics that he feels passionate about. So don't worry about any, angry feelings or anything like that. There's nothing like that. So if you're a little confused why it's 2 best friends now, I just figured, an explanation, talk about it instead of just kind of glancing over it.
He's over there. He's sitting there. What are you talking about?
He's been here this whole time. You just didn't know. And then on top of that, we are also changing recording days. We're trying something new. So we're going to be recording on Fridays now and releasing them Mondays. Monday is going to be the normal. Just the recording day itself is different, but it might be better because that way we're getting the full weeks of news rounded up, and then you just get to eat it up on Mondays. So hopefully everything sounds good to you guys. This is kind of our quick setup, and we're just trying to see how this works. So if the episode sounds a little bad, please forgive us. And we're just going to use every episode as kind of a test from here on out until we kind of perfect it. So that's, I think, all for just in-depth view of what's going on in the background here. So, again, thanks for your support. Thanks for listening. And that's everything from your 2 best friends here. So we will say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.